Hello and welcome back to Teach Talk with the Fine Arts. My name is Sarah and I'm your host today. I have my friend Emily Waters from California. She is a violin and viola double performance major at the University of the Pacific. I'm super excited for her to be on. We've been friends for a long time, so it's really cool to have her on and catch up. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Okay, my name is Emily. I live in California. I have lived here my whole life. And right now I'm actually going and doing my undergrad at University of the Pacific in Stockton for violin and viola performance. So I'm a double performance degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot. It has put me through the fires of hell, but that's okay. I paid to do that.
I bet.
Yeah, about myself, I started playing violin like for fun a little bit in fourth grade, like most California kids in school. But I didn't start like playing again until I was a senior in high school at 17. So I played like in high school for a couple months and I thought, oh my gosh, I want to keep doing this. I have to get lessons or I'm not going to be able to play after high school because like, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
So I started getting lessons. I did that for a couple of years. I went to community college to kind of like get my chops up a little bit. And then I decided to come to UOP to study with my current teacher. His name is Igor. He is from the Ukraine. I love him. He can be a little crazy, but I love him so much. And he has taught me so much. He actually forced me to play viola when I got here. And he said that a woman of your attitude should be playing viola.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so now I do both. I'm actually probably going to transition into doing viola professionally. So my next steps right now, I'm looking at going to grad school for viola performance, and I'm preparing my audition rep for that right now. I can't believe I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
So you're from California and I'm from West Virginia. So
Yes.
all the way across the country. So I kind of want to talk about how we met.
Oh my gosh.
Because I think it's a good story.
Yay. Okay, yeah.
So we both had YouTube channels because YouTube used to be better at being a social media platform because they had like private messages and comments and everything like that. And we were both into Reliant K at the time. And we just started messaging on YouTube and now we're Facebook friends.
Yeah, I'm glad we've kept in touch all these years. It's fun to see your life.
Yeah, it's like 2007.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 2007, 2008, I think.
Oh my gosh, that doesn't seem real.
I know. You're the only YouTube friend I've kept up with though, so.
You know, I think you're the only one too, so good for us.
Yay. So would you consider yourself tech savvy?
If that facial expression didn't give you anything, I don't know what will. I think I'm getting better.
Okay.
When this whole mess started, it was awful.
Yeah.
I had to move back in with my parents in a little small town in NorCal. And we didn't have really good internet. So I couldn't go to class really anymore.
Yeah.
And I couldn't have lessons normally anymore. I had to like record my pieces and send them like through a text. It was really hard. I felt like I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm getting better. I don't know. I figured out how to use some recording software so that I feel good about myself.
Yeah.
My school actually, they gave us a grant so that we could purchase technology and stuff for education.
That's
so I
awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. I got like a microphone, audio interface, getting some programs now, probably going to get like Sibelius I know
Oh,
that's not necessarily recording, but
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
go for it.
I know.
So I always ask this question, but
Okay.
what software are you using and hardware?
Okay. I don't remember what microphone I have, but I am using a Scarlett 2i2 as my
Okay.
audio interface. And I've been using a free program called Reaper for some
Hmm.
of my classes. It's pretty much like a really, really nice garage band.
Okay.
Yeah. Other stuff I've been using. So, well, I used Reaper mostly for classes like orchestra rep and audition techniques. So we go through like different audition pieces that you might find on a list for an orchestra job.
Okay.
And we'd use that for that. And then for my chamber ensembles, we've been using this free software online called BandLab. It is absolutely wonderful. Have you
Yeah.
used it?
Yeah. Me and my friend are
Yeah.
actually collaborating on a thing right now, so it's like super
Cool.
cool.
I really like BandLab. It's just so easy to use and it's so clear. And my quintet and I, we've been having a lot of fun recording our piece on it. Yeah. What else am I using? Some of my classes, we've been using Zoom for like video, but we've
Hmm.
been using a supplement called Jamulus for
Okay.
audio. That just kind of helps with like the delay in sound for Zoom.
Oh, really?
And it's a little bit easier to play like live together through that. And I'm also using another thing called Jamkazam. Jamkazam is wonderful. You can have like video like this and you can play in real time together.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what I do my lessons on. And it literally feels like a normal lesson. And
That's amazing.
it makes me really happy going from having to like record my pieces on my phone on the
Yeah.
windowsill, and now I can have like an in time lesson.
Right.
It feels good.
Yeah. I didn't know those existed. Jam Kazam and the other one. Like no one talks about it.
Jamkazam is really great if you want to play like in time. You should definitely check that out.
I might because I need something. I need to do something.
Yeah.
So before COVID, did you ever teach music online or did you ever take lessons online?
Actually, no to both of those.
Hmm.
I've never done that before.
Okay. Most people haven't.
Yeah, this is pretty new territory.
I don't know too much about how California did it, but can you explain the process of transitioning when COVID first hit to completely online? I know you touched on it, just kind of.
Yeah. Well, it was really crazy when all of this started. I had just done like a performance. We had an International Women's Day recital, and I had just got done playing the Rebecca Clark Viola Sonata. And then I go home for spring break, right?
Hmm.
And I don't get to come back.
Oh,
Yeah. University emailed us saying that they will be closing campus, everything will be going online, and that they're extending our spring break so professors have time to figure it out. And it was really scary. I think I cried like every day just because I love my school so much.
yeah.
And I was scared, like, I'm not going to be able to go back anytime soon. And I was also getting ready for my junior recital. I was
Yeah.
supposed to
Ooh.
have that.
Ooh.
So that hurt really bad,
Yeah.
having that taken
Yeah.
away. Um, but California, we had a statewide shutdown.
Hmm.
It didn't last very long. Californians are very stubborn.
We are too, apparently.
um, yeah, the part of California where I'm from in NorCal, the population doesn't think that this is real.
Hmm. Yeah, same here.
Even though people are dying.
Yeah.
And people in our area are sick too. It's not like it's not there. But yeah, so then school went online. All my lecture classes, just our professor decided to just record them.
Mm-hmm.
So then I lost like that aspect of socialization with my peers. Again, lessons were on the phone and like through text message.
Oh gosh.
A lot of my classes went from being like actual performance classes where like we're all playing together all the day, all the time, to being like, I know for my chamber group, we were playing the Zwillik piano quintet that was written in, I believe, 2010. And we had to just stop practicing it and write a paper on it. Like that's
Oh,
all
that
we could do.
sucks.
Yeah, it was really sad. But now, um, I'm actually living on campus right now, even though the school is shut down.
Okay.
And the semester it feels more normal,
Yeah.
which is good. But yeah, California is still a mess. They need to shut down again, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know West Virginia was the last state to confirm any cases,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just they shut down schools before that though, thankfully. So it's still a mess though here too. Like
Yeah, I think a lot of America, there's no structure for it, but maybe they'll figure it out. I don't know.
hope so.
I know. I want to go back to school.
So, are you allowed to go in the buildings and practice?
No.
No.
I do have access to our practice room building 3 times a week for my 3 lessons, and that's
Okay.
it. And I'm only really allowed to go in there because I need Ethernet access to have like a smooth lesson,
Oh, okay.
and I can access it there. So that's really the only time I'm actually allowed to go into a building.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think the future looks like? The near future as far as COVID goes and schooling, and where are you gonna be in 6 months?
6 months. Let's see. I'll be graduating with my undergrad, and hopefully I'll have an idea of where I'm going to school next.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure yet. I need to look into that, honestly. But the future of school, I know here at least, it's probably not going to go back to normal
Mm-hmm.
for a really, really long time. I know our orchestra conductor right now, he's on sabbatical and he is researching how to do like distance orchestra,
Mm-hmm.
distance symphonies. So I think that's going to be a big thing. I know they're also talking about how for like our large ensemble concerts, we're probably not going to have an audience. Yeah, they'll probably just be streamed online somewhere. And our smaller concerts, like I actually just had my junior recital my first week of my senior year, and I actually streamed it over YouTube, and the only people allowed in the room with me were my pianist and the technician.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, no one could be there. We had like a plexiglass screen around me, and it was interesting.
Oh gosh, I bet.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting. And I just think like the future of education in music right now, I think people are just like, we're all going to have to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Or sorry to say it, like you're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
Because like so many of like classical performers like myself, we were extremely hesitant to using technology. We're just stuck in the past. We play all dead people, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think now it's a good thing too, because it's actually like forcing us to get way out of our comfort zone and learn like a new skill that's not necessarily about our instruments. It's like, this is a skill that we can take so many different directions. And I'm glad my school is pushing that.
Yeah, that's good. My university was not a music school. It's a small music program. So I kind of just want you all, I just want you to talk to me about what it's like.
In a conservatory?
Yes, talk to me about I'm so curious.
It's either the best thing that's ever happened or it's the worst thing that's ever happened.
Okay.
It's crazy. So like we all have like very different degree paths. There's performance, music education is a really big one here, and music therapy is a really, really big one here. My school is actually one of the only schools on the West Coast that offers music therapy.
Okay.
We also have music history, and we also now have like a partnered program with the like business school. So we have music industry studies and
awesome.
Music management.
That's awesome.
It's really cool. All performance majors are actually required to like take a couple of those classes to like learn how to like market yourself and like use technology and stuff for it. And it's really great. My school really goes in all different directions here. The conservatory life. Let's see. We're actually a pretty small conservatory, I would say, like compared to say like San Francisco Conservatory is really small. Never mind. But like a state school conservatory. We're pretty small. My entering class was like 30 people probably. But now the conservatory has grown to like almost like 250 people, which is huge compared to my first year here where it was like maybe 100 people. Conservatory life. What do we do? For my degree, I really just lock myself up somewhere and I practice nonstop. It can be either, again, the best thing or the worst thing, depending on the day. Also, I don't know though, my school is really nice in the sense of we have good people here and everybody is very friendly and genuinely wants to see each other succeed.
Well, that's nice.
Like a rare thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Other conservatories that I've had friends go to, they can be so cutthroat and scary. People just, climbing on one another to like get up to the next step. But here, like we really all lift each other up and we do it together. And I think that's really beautiful. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why I chose this school. I don't know. Do you have any like specific questions about conservatory and how it works?
Sure.
I'm like just babbling.
Yeah, sure. How are the juries?
Juries. Oh my gosh. So juries. I have a special case for juries since I'm a double performance. So I have to do really long juries that are basically like recital length every semester.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. For my undergrad, I think my juries though, they were only like 20 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes per instrument. Usually, so my teacher likes to do it a little crazy compared to other teachers. Like my old teacher at community college, we had our jury piece picked out in advance. No, not here.
Okay.
I have to come with all my rep 100% ready, and usually it's a lot, and then they pick usually what they want me to play, what they want to hear. And usually, since I have so much, they just cut me off and I don't end up playing my whole piece, but I have to have them ready just in case. That has happened before.
Ooh. Yeah. That's scary.
But now, as an upperclassman, my juries are 40 minutes long. So 20 minutes per instrument, the same deal. Usually our like standard of rep that we do though in juries are a solo Bach. So whether it's a violin, like a violin solo Bach or cello solo Bach for viola, uh, usually like we have to learn the whole thing in the semester, and that can be really extensive. And then we have to do a sonata and then a concerto movement. Luckily, it's not the whole concerto.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, depending on what our teacher thinks we need, we'll also do like show pieces. So right now I'm actually looking for a Piazzolla tango. I'm very excited.
Yeah, that
It'll
sounds
be
fun.
so fun. But yeah, our juries, they're a little crazy.
Yeah, I think mine was like, I wasn't a double instrument or anything, but mine was like, 10 minutes, and then junior standing was 20, and then senior was 40.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, our school is actually pretty nice in the sense that if we have a recital that semester, we do not have to have a jury.
okay.
Yeah, we're just graded on our recital
Yeah,
instead.
here I had to do like a hearing before I could
Mhm.
do the recital.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I actually failed my first recital hearing.
oh, really?
Yeah, but so usually we have our recital hearings like a month before.
hmm
They decided to have my recital hearing like 4 months before.
Oh gosh. So, like, the
Yeah.
beginning of the semester?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I like my recital was scheduled for what, April, and I think I had my hearing at like December or something.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
it was,
Why?
I don't know, but I redid my hearing and my recital just happened, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's good. Was your high school small?
I went to a very small high school.
Okay.
My graduating class was like 18 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to a very small private, like K through 12 Christian school. It was good. It, I don't have much to say about it.
How
I feel like,
was, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No.
How was the music program there?
High school. I actually had like the best band teacher
Okay.
there. Um, I miss him so much. He made me come to like one of the jazz classes one time to like check it out just to see if I would like it. And from like that day, I just loved music. And our program was pretty good. Well, it was pretty good for like being in a small town kind of the deal, you know? We always sounded decent and everybody was a family. But like the one thing I wish I could have had more of training of in high school was like music theory, and
Yeah.
not even like crazy music theory, but like simple things to like really solidify my foundation better.
hmm
So things like maybe like standard chord progressions that you would hear, or even like different like techniques for like tricky rhythms.
hmm
And then also like even more like instead of just playing to play, which is a good thing, don't get me wrong, but more like fine tuning. So like talking more about like intonation and what do we do like when we hear if something is like too flat or too sharp, or how do we blend chords together.
Yeah.
Like those are some things I wish I would have learned when I was younger. But all in all, I made some of my lifelong best friends in high school band.
Yeah. Was it hard going from high school to community band to conservatory?
Well, I played saxophone like the most in high school. And then I, like, my last year of high school is when I started taking violin lessons. And I went to community college. I was only in band though for one semester. before I decided that I needed to like focus on orchestral music.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting sucked up into the orchestra music world. Like, first time I heard a symphony, my mind was blown.
Right.
It was so incredible. And I was like, I just want to be there. So like I switched my focus. Then I joined our community orchestra where like, I'm trying to think, like one of the best concerts we had, we actually played Beethoven 9.
Oh.
Like how amazing is that to be playing Beethoven 9 in a small town with a full choir? And like, I'd only been playing for like 2 years at that point, really.
That's
And
awesome.
it was so fun. I also joined the youth symphony there. It was a small little youth symphony. There were maybe like 20 people in it max, but like everyone there was taking private lessons with somebody, and like everyone there was working on their music. And I learned so much there. And I learned like a lot about leadership skills. What was I? I was principal second for I think two seasons with them.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot about leadership. And that was my community college years. And then I came here, and it was really crazy because I felt like I was on top of the world before I got here. And then I got here and I was slammed to the ground so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I started over. What was I? I think my first semester here, I was assistant second in orchestra. My teacher started me over completely. He basically was like, I have to unteach you so much stuff. We're starting over. And I want you to like basically pretend you've never played this in your life. Yeah. So we started like, I think one of my first violin pieces was like a Haydn G major concerto. It's very beautiful. It's very classical.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it was really like to try to reset foundational things. Which I'm very glad for. Because now, like looking back at it, at the time I was really mad, but looking back at it, I'm really thankful that he took the time to like unteach these things to me.
Yeah.
So that I can, like right now on violin, I'm learning a very serious concerto, the Dvorak A minor. And on viola, I started on the most basic viola concerto here, the Telemann. And now I'm playing Bartók, which is one of the hardest concertos written for viola. And I'm very grateful to him for really rebuilding and resetting my foundation, even though we fought like cats and dogs. And it was absolutely crazy. But I'm very grateful.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm super interested because there's not a lot of orchestral stuff in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I took string methods, and I played viola, but that's like the extent of it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I'm just listening.
Strings are weird, to say the least.
It was frustrating for me because
Mm-hmm.
I what's the clef that violas read?
Oh, alto?
Yeah, I don't read alto clef, so I was like,
It took me like a year to understand alto clef, like 10%.
Yeah.
and then it switches into treble randomly, and it's like, it's so stressful. So
That's
I understand.
terrible.
I know. Like in Bartók, there's this one part that it's written in treble clef, and if you played it on the violin, it would be super easy. First position, basic.
Mm-hmm.
But on viola, to play those high notes that are usually in first position, I have to like go into like fifth position, like way up here, and like stretch my hands, and it makes me so mad. I'm like, why can't this be easy like on the other instrument?
Jeez.
I know.
It was super fun though. Like I wish I could expand on it, but maybe one day.
I think you should. Viola is amazing. You got that mellow tone, but you can also just be so powerful on the C
Yeah.
string. I love that.
So, for career-wise, after
Mhm.
school, what do you want to do?
Oh God, that is so complicated. There's so many things I want to do. I really want to be like my teacher.
Hmm.
He has a complete private studio, also teaches at a good university, and he's a professional like performer as well. So he tours like as a soloist, and he also is concert master to many of like the symphonies in Northern California. Um, he really has a good thing going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I this year actually was supposed to be my first year of trying to enter the audition circuit for orchestra auditions. The average time in the circuit is like 7 years.
Hmm.
So I wanted to get in on that this year,
Right.
but then this happened. So I'm not.
Yeah.
Um, I would really like to get a good orchestra position one day. That's like my dream. I love playing symphonies. I love playing in large ensemble. And that's really what I want. But I also love playing in musical theater pits. I think they are the most fun and rewarding thing you could do. Well, kind of rewarding. You play the same music every night, like 600 times in a row, but sounds fun. I also really love chamber music. And if I
Hmm.
could ever like score getting into like or forming a quartet and like going around performing with them, that would be really fun. I love chamber music because you can like really connect on like a different level with the people you're playing with because it's
Hmm.
so like intimate, and you don't have a conductor obviously, so like you really need to be in each other's heads to know where is this person going to go next and how can I best follow them into that, or
Hmm.
vice versa, where am I going to go next and is everybody going to follow me. uh what else do I want to do? I love teaching. I love teaching private students. I It's so fun to see a student when you first start, like insecure, scared, and like just to be able to watch them grow into being like really confident in themselves,
Yeah.
and like seeing like their technique just blossom and their creativity blossom with it. Like it's so rewarding. I love teaching. And I would also like to teach at a university one day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be in school for a long time until I can go back to school, but on the other side.
Nice. Are you gonna get your doctorate or something?
Yeah, I would like to. Um, it's everything's just so up in the air with COVID right now.
Yeah.
Um, my plan for education right now is I'm going to audition for graduate school. And if it's not in person next year, I'm probably going to take a gap year
Hmm.
because I believe, like, for my degree, like, I really want it to be in person. Uh, and then doctorates, I'll get there when I get there. I know I want to study and like do like an actual research as well as like performance.
Hmm.
Um, I'm like torn between doing research in like a teaching way, but I also have really found a new love of Shostakovich and his music. And I could see myself just pouring into some kind of paper about that
Uh-huh.
and just going absolutely crazy in it. So one of those ways, I don't know.
I'm in my third gap year right now, so I mean, it's fine. Just you get there when you get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last question from me.
Okay.
What was the audition process like?
For like getting into the school.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, actually. We had to prepare two pieces. They had to be contrasting, one a movement of a concerto. So I believe I did the first movement to the DeBarrio Violin Concerto in A minor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also played a movement of Solo Bach, Partita number 2. I played the Sarabande, which is a dance in 3 with like emphasis on beat 2 of all beats.
Okay.
And it really wasn't that bad. Like, I was so scared, and I walked into this like little classroom and the whole string faculty was there. And I walked in with like my big old case and I sat it down, and when like the bass professor was like, "That thing's so huge, you could fit a bass in there." And I pull out like this violin. So that was, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I did good. I got in, and it's been a wild ride since. Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything you want to add?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. My brain's empty.
If someone wants to go to conservatory and
Mm-hmm.
they haven't had a lot of training prior, what is your advice to them?
My advice, get a teacher immediately. Find a good teacher, not just like someone on Craigslist.
Jim Bob down the road.
Yeah, no, find a real trained teacher. If you have to drive an hour, drive an hour.
Yeah.
Like, just find a good teacher. Do everything they tell you to do. Don't try to take any shortcuts either. If you need to take extra time, it's worth it. And like, just be patient with yourself and understand that this is a lifelong process, and you're not going to be a professional by the time you're out of conservatory. Like, it's your whole life. So take it slow. You're going to get there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to promote anything?
Do I want to promote anything? I don't know. I don't really have anything going on. I practice in my living room, and I take naps. I pet my cat. That's about it.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm not really doing that much right now because of COVID.
Okay. Well, I can update it if there's ever anything.
Okay, that sounds good.
And that is the end of today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Emily, thank you for being on. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for dealing with my unorganized brain today. Be sure to like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. My name is Sarah, and this has been Teach Talk with the Fine Arts.